Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
The Prime Minister is meeting the French President as she seeks to build support for her Brexit plans. It follows a round of discussions between ministers and their European counterparts in the last week. Theresa May's visit to the south of France comes as the Governor of the Bank of England, Mark Carney, warns the chances of a no-deal Brexit are uncomfortably high. But his comments have been criticised by some Brexiteers who say he's engaging in Project Fear. Our business editor, Simon Jack, has the story.
Wish you were here. This is no holiday. Government ministers are touring the scorching capitals of Europe, hoping to persuade leaders to get behind its proposed deal with the EU. The Prime Minister even cut short her own holiday to join the French President on his. Meanwhile, the Governor of the Bank of England cranked up the temperature at home with this strongly worded warning.
The possibility of a no deal is uncomfortably high at this point. It does mean potential disruption. Certainly it does mean disruption to trade as we know it. And as a consequence of that, a disruption to the level of economic activity, changes higher prices for a period of time.
The Governor of the Bank of England doesn't say anything by mistake. He notices every utterance is carefully scrutinised. So this was a very deliberate intervention at a crucial moment from a governor who thinks it's his job to highlight risks to the financial system, a governor that others think is too political by half.
The bank manager, the Canadian bank manager, who won't be here in a while or so, has told us that everything's going to be terrible and the end of the world. Well, he said that before, but the British people have said, no, we're coming out of the European Union. And I'm afraid they've just got this, people like the manager of the Bank of England has got to accept it. I mean, he can go back to Canada if he wants to, but we're coming out of the European Union.
But the boss of RBS said today the uncertainty over how we leave is affecting the value and prospects of a bank still largely owned by the taxpayer.
So we are preparing this bank for a very, very slow time in 2019. No matter what happens through Brexit, we're able to look after our customer base. But it does bear down on the share price of stocks such as ourselves.
So there is a Brexit discount on UK-focused stocks?
There definitely is. I mean, any uncertainty brings some sort of discount.
The Bank of England may be sweating over the Brexit outcome, but the Governor also today offered this reassurance.
The financial system will be ready for that undesirable and still unlikely possibility. The financial system will be ready.
Ready, but hardly willing. Tonight, French President Emmanuel Macron is entertaining a guest on a mission. Not the holiday either would have hoped for. Simon Jack, BBC News.
Well, our Europe correspondent, Adam Fleming, is at the medieval fortress town in the south of France where the two leaders are meeting. Adam, Theresa May is on the latest leg of her charm offensive across Europe. How well do you think her Brexit message is going to go down in France?
Well, Clive, the whole reason this is happening is that the Brexit talks are about to enter a new phase. For a year now, they've been talking about wrapping up the UK's membership into a withdrawal treaty. Now they're about to start discussing another document, a so-called political declaration, which will sketch out the shape of the future relationship between the UK and the EU long after Brexit. Theresa May would like that declaration to be based on the white paper that her government published a couple of weeks ago, and she is now on a mission to make sure every EU leader understands exactly what she's offering and how much she's compromising, rather than having it interpreted on her behalf by somebody like the EU chief negotiator Michel Barnier. Now, there are at least three kind of challenges she's got to face, though. Number one, the EU has structured the Brexit talks that they all stick together and act as one, not individual leaders. Number two, they're not convinced that the Chequers plan, the white paper, is consistent with their red lines. And number three, they also want progress on things like the Irish border, which is unresolved. So still plenty of work to do.
OK, Adam, thank you for that. Adam Fleming there live at Fort de Brégançon in the south of France.